This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by the New Hampshire Liberty Forum. freestateproject.org/Liberty Forum. freestateproject.org/Liberty Forum. Dave Ridley here, signing in from an area just 5 feet in front of two very innocuous-looking boxes. But it may come as no surprise that there's more to the story. Although perhaps not drastically more. What you're seeing here is the first store and ignore disaster box, about to come off the assembly line. Although the word assembly line is probably a little bit too glamorous. Basically all that's happened here is I've put together a bunch of items that have an indefinite shelf life and are useful during a disaster of some kind. Things that would run in short supply in the event of a monetary crisis or other catastrophe. Basically what's happening now is I'm moving the items from their initial box, sort of the prototype location, over to this one where I'll probably do a better job of placing them. Right now, of course, I just sort of put them there so you can see them. Actually, for that purpose, I think what I'll do instead is just sterilize this countertop and put everything out there where you can see it. So now here they are in their entirety, the contents of one store and ignore disaster supply box. Now I want to explain just a little bit about what this box is and is not. It is not a go bag. It is a stay bag. It's not a cure-all. It is a store of value. It's not a kit. It's just a box of supplies which would quickly run in short supply in the event of a catastrophe lasting more than a week. Most of these items have plenty of usability even if there's no disaster. And since they have, for the most part, indefinite shelf lives, you can just hang on to them until the day you need them, for whatever reason. I often find myself wishing that I had a box of a disaster box like this in my car, even though that's not what it's designed for. It's designed to be a store of value, with all the items sold at grocery store prices. There's only one item in the box that doesn't have an indefinite shelf life. Bleach is so necessary and important for the treatment of water, and water, clean water, so necessary for the survival of disasters, that I had to include some, even though the shelf life is only probably 2 or 3 years. One stays in the box and eventually goes bad. One goes in your refrigerator and should stay good for many, many years. I wanted to use iodine instead, but federal law has made many types of iodine, the most useful types, controlled substances. I'm not an expert survivalist by any stretch, and I'm sure many of you will have suggestions for me for improving this. But it's important not to wait too long for perfection. Important to move forward with what we've got, as we work to ensure that we are not a burden to others during a time of disaster, and hopefully a source of aid and comfort to our neighbors in troubled times. Some folks are sure to ask me, why bother, why should I be making a kit, or why should anyone be making one for themselves, instead of just going to the store and buying something off the shelf that's a kit. Again, of course, this is not really a kit, more of a supply box. Why not just use stuff that's off the shelf, boxes that are off the shelf for disasters? Like disaster kits you can get at Walmart and so forth. Well, for me, what made me want to do this instead was simply the fact that so many of those disaster kits that you can buy have, expiring items in them, and many of the items are expiring. You have to buy the whole kit over again after a couple years. And in this case, I'm just trying to focus on stuff where you don't have to replace it. I wanted a supply box that I could ignore. I'd also like to show you some of the items here that you may have looked at and not really recognized for what they are. This is about, 7 pounds worth of wheat berries. They come with instructions how to sprout them. Sprouted wheat is one of the most impressive survival tools. I've also included 8 pairs of Army wool socks, good for use in the wintertime. I think those would probably run low pretty soon. A lot of people don't even wear wool socks in the winter in New Hampshire. Both soft point and full metal jacket ammo. Various types of plastic baggies and garbage bags. The rest of the items should be self-explanatory. I'm selling this box for $140, which should be roughly what you would pay retail. Future boxes will probably cost more as I figure out ways to pack more things into them. More things into the same small space. This box will go to a free stater in southern New Hampshire. My first customer. I've done my best to shop for the lowest prices I can, or buy items in bulk, so that I can make this diversified store of intrinsic value available at roughly mainstream grocery store prices. Having trouble figuring out what to do with this. I'm actually trying not to pack it too tight, so I want people to feel comfortable taking the contents out and putting them back in without too much effort. But I can't resist the temptation to pack carefully. Anyway, now the box is full up, or as full up as I want it to be, and I've still got just enough room to leave this extra refrigerator Clorox, the one that's designed to go in the refrigerator. Maybe a little extra room beyond that. So there it is, the first Store and Ignore disaster box, ordered, prepared, and ready for delivery. I welcome your suggestions on how to improve on this idea. This is Dave Ridley signing out for RidleyReport.com. Oh, by the way, for more information and a full manifest of the items in this box, just click on the video description for this clip. That will include information on how to buy one of these from me.
This is what a New Hampshire Liberty Forum looks like. And this is what you'll look like if you miss it. The forum runs March 5th through the 8th, 2009. When you sign up, enter code 2009RIDLEY for a 10% discount. Early bird pricing ends soon, so take action now. FreeStateProject.org/Liberty Forum. FreeStateProject.org/Liberty Forum.